scene rushes past them, knocking pictures down. This is raw, visceral poltergeist activity, a chaos that should inspire pure, protective fear in any sane observer.
But the crucial, devastating reaction is Eleanor's. Faced with this overwhelming, undeniable manifestation of pure, uncontrolled chaos, she laughs.
And the sources are very clear on the quality of this sound. It is not a laugh of relief or nervous tension. It's a strange, hysterical laugh. It is inappropriate, unsettling, and completely out of sync with the terror experienced by the others.
The source notes that, for the first time, it seems like she's enjoying the terror. That analysis is chilling because it signifies the internal fusion. She is no longer merely a victim hoping for survival. She is a complicit participant in the house's malevolence.
The chaos feels like a celebration, and she is the guest of honor.
This is the breaking point. Hysterical laughter in the face of mortal, undeniable terror signifies that the fear mechanism had been totally overridden by something else. A sense of triumph, shared energy, or profound belonging.
She is enjoying the fact that the house is finally unleashing its true power, and that she is there for it, validated by it. She's internalized the house's destructive goals.
And Theo, the intuitive one who has been observing the psychological dynamic closely, she sees the devastating truth exposed by this laughter.
She whispers the realization that cuts straight through the noise. It wants you.
External validation of the internal relationship Eleanor has been building. Confirmation that the house's focus is deadly.
The nursery incident is a psychological confirmation of possession through chaotic enjoyment. Eleanor is lost to the violence.
But the house is aiming for permanent companionship. And that leads us immediately to the tower incident, the direct, undeniable call to suicide.
Eleanor begins losing herself entirely after the nursery event. She ceases to interact normally. She wanders the halls like she's floating, feeling shapes in the shadows, and most importantly, she is feeling a warm, comforting presence behind her.
A presence the others cannot feel.
Exactly.
That warm, comforting presence is the house's final, most seductive illusion. It replaces the cold, terrifying phenomena with a profound sense of security and intimacy that only she experiences. It reinforces her unique, special relationship with the house.
Further isolating her from the group, who can't validate this sensation. They see madness, she sees acceptance.
The house has successfully convinced her that human companionship is cold, but its companionship is warm and encompassing.
And then comes the definitive invitation, orchestrated while she sleeps. She wakes at the very top of the tower, a place she doesn't remember climbing to, having made the arduous journey in a dissociative state.
And we know the legend attached to that spot.
A woman, historically, once jumped from there to her death.
So the house led her, psychically and perhaps physically, to the traditional site of self-destruction. This is the direct, unspoken invitation to join the house's legacy permanently. The height, the history, the solitude of the tower, it all screams finality.
And when the group drags her down, terrified for her life, her reaction is no longer hysterical laughter or paralyzing fear. It's soft, placid acceptance.
She says simply, hauntingly, "It was calling me."
That quiet acceptance of the invitation to die within the house's confines is perhaps the single most terrifying line in the source material. It shows her willingness to pay the ultimate price for belonging.
You have to compare these two events, the nursery and the tower, in terms of the house's progression. The nursery incident was enjoying the chaos, which represents a willing, emotional merger with the house's violent energy.
And the tower.
The tower incident is accepting the final invitation. It's acknowledging that the ultimate act of belonging is death within its walls. The house has successfully convinced Eleanor that true peace, true companionship, and true home are found only in permanent surrender to Hill House.
The sense of belonging she craved was so strong, so utterly overwhelming, that she accepted death as the cost of permanent admission. Once Eleanor reaches the stage of acceptance, the willingness to die to stay, the remaining group realizes the true immediate danger. They decide she must leave for her own safety, and they physically force her into her car.
This triggers Eleanor's final, catastrophic emotional outburst, the moment her possession fully manifests externally.
Her resistance to leaving is so profoundly tragic because it highlights the psychological reality. She genuinely believes she's being separated from her home, her family, her protector.
She cries out in desperation, "She wants me to stay. Hill House wants me."
Followed by the chilling declaration that confirms the house's victory, "I belong. I am home."
That is the ultimate triumph of the house's psychological warfare. The identity of Eleanor Vance has been completely subsumed into the identity of the structure. She views exile from the house as death, rather than the salvation her companions intend.
This is the exact pivot point where the house's possession becomes physical and kinetic. It overrides her own motor control.
She is driving down that long, isolated road, finally speeding away from the mansion, when Eleanor feels the sensation of invisible hands on the wheel.
The house is not accepting this forced separation. It is violently asserting its ownership over its companion.
The documentation details the chilling final moments. The car swerves violently. She has one last moment of internal reflection, or maybe one final internal dialogue with the house's consuming influence.
She whispers, "Why am I leaving? I belong. I am home." And the car crashes instantly and violently into a massive tree. Instant death.
The physical control exerted by those invisible hands is the house's final, decisive action. It's murder committed by the structure to ensure its companion remains permanently. The death is not merely an accident of escape. It is the final, permanent act of acquisition.
And the final image captured in the source narrative is perhaps the most unsettling distillation of the entire story. In her final moment, the source notes she sees Hill House glowing in the distance.
As if